Hello, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead, back at the Bad Game Hall of Fame, but it's the Bag Game Hall of Fame. Welcome back. Hope you're having a lovely time out there. We are back with Johnny Bag's Not So Pro Skater. This is a ongoing series where we go through not the versions of the Tony Hawk games that you might remember. No, we will be going through the various backports, handheld conversions, some curios in between, and today's special is focused around arguably one of the best video games ever made. It's straight up, I think it's in the top 10 video games on Metacritic. Is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. It cannot maybe being passed on to you if you weren't there at the time. Like, Tony Hawk, you know, launching the video game series was already a big deal, but when we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, I think just the groundswell around it and how big this series was for video games it's impossible to describe. It genuinely is why skateboarding became a mainstream hobby in the 2000s. So I can stream Loratu. And yes, we are going to be looking at the Game Boy Color version, Game Boy Advance version, PlayStation 1 version, and the Nintendo 64 version. And in particular, the PlayStation 1 version is actually the one that I grew up with, because I didn't have a PlayStation 2 until, I think, like early 2003 is my best guess. So, you know, I have a lot of fond memories of that. Let me up. Alright, so yes, we're going to start with the Game Boy Color game. Get this. There we go. Yeah, so this is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the Game Boy Color. Coming way of Hot Gen Games. Some Bad Game Hall of Fame regulars might recognize that name. Those were the developers of Batman Dark Tomorrow. Not so much a classic, that one. But if people might remember from that playthrough, that most of that game was programmed using, it was programmed, but it was using Game Boy Advance code, a lot of the AI in that game, because Hot Gen Studios were definitely a portable, like, Game Boy Advance developer. That's where their focus is. But let's start with this one. We don't have to worry about the music with this one, because I'm pretty sure it's all original tunes. Yeah, let's just jump into a career. We got Tony Hawk with... It's not really a helmet, it's like a hair helmet. There's Steve Cabrello, Kareem Campbell. The limited color palette really not doing him justice there. Yeah, Rune Glifberg, Eric Costin, Bucky Lasik. That's a terrible looking Bam. I don't know what outfit they put him in there. Rodney Mullen, Chad Musker with his boombox. Yep, Andrew Reynolds, Jeff Rowley. Hey, and we do have Elise as Jamie Thomas. Let's just start with Tony Hawk, shall we? So, unfortunately, I don't know why. I've learnt this doing this series, that when it comes to the portable versions of the Tony Hawk games, no one's uploaded any saves online. So I don't think we're going to get a chance to look at all the levels here. We do have a lot. Now we've got the Foundry, Canada, Siberia, Gators Islands, the airport, which is quite different from the constant one. But Paris being here is interesting because Paris was a cut level from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I don't know if this is 100% true. I read on Game FAQs today that it was going to be an exclusive level for the GameCube version. But I know that there's code left over for it in other versions, so I don't know if that's what it was for. Like, you know, not a finished level. It's got, like, you know, like, one color tone. There's, like, matte. I forget what it's called, but it's, like, matte models and stuff like that. But there are ways to play it. I think you can get it into Fug Pro. Yeah, Rio, Los Angeles, Tokyo. Alright. There, so we've got our point goals, which I gotta say, for the first level, 300,000 points in the first level is a really big ask. You'll see when we get to some other versions, they will not be asking for us to get that many points on the first level. And we've also got, yep, skate, secret tape, light the furnace, and hill flip from all of the conveyors. That's a weird one. Alright. So I have briefly messed with this. So on the A button, you have jump. And you also can do grabs in the air. Then B's is grinds and also flips, confusingly. But it's kind of like a semi-on-rails system. The problem I have, though, with what I've messed with this... Also, we do have manuals. So they're weirdly tricky to activate. There we go. There's a combo. And yeah, there's like a lane change system. So that's how you check out different things. I actually did manage to find a scan for the manual for this. Because I had to look things up. Okay, that's the hill flip input. It's a bit weird. You're still... Okay, why is that an ollie north now? Oh, okay, it's based on the way you're facing. But yeah, grind and flip trick is the same button, and I haven't quite figured out why sometimes I will do a flip trick in the air, and then sometimes I won't, and I'll instead prep for a grind. And also, I have tried. I have not been able to do a trick off of any half pipe in the game. Yeah, that did not go very well. Let's give that another go. Let's see if we can at least get the skate letters here. I find it weird that E is right at the start here. Ah, beansed it. There, see, maybe someone can help me, but I've tried. I was trying this before the stream. I was trying to do, like, any vertical trick on a quarter pipe or a half pipe that doesn't cause you to, like, dip up to the top of it. And I couldn't. So, okay, we can look at our progress here. So I'm missing the A and the T. Oh, S. Oh, and now it's just the A. But yes, Lord Atu in chat. Yes, it was Natsume did the first two. which were that first one was real bad. That second one was a bit more ambitious, but still pretty bad. Like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't grind there. All I know is I didn't. Okay. Okay. I figured out how you do vert tricks. And yeah, I have no idea if there's reverts or manualing after a core pipe trick. Man, we still haven't done a single goal. Let's see if we could at least do the skate letters. I'll say, like, you know, the animation is very fluid, and when you can get it to work, it can feel really good. But having the flip and the grind be the same buttons, I think, is a huge fatal flaw in this game. And yeah, you really have to hold the D-pad in the direction that you want to carry your momentum. But yeah, see, maybe it's a timing thing. About, like, when a flip will turn into a grind. But sometimes I've tried pressing the button. Like there. I pressed it again when I was coming down. And it just didn't... It just didn't come out. And I found sometimes as well with the manual as well. Sometimes the manual won't come out unless you do the input, like, really close to the ground. Okay, and now I'm... I guess earlier, Loatu mentioned about this being very ambitious, and I'll agree with that. It is too ambitious. It is asking you to do things that are just beyond what the game engine, I think, reasonably allows. Oh, and yeah, these are not 3D models, Lord Atu. These are like rotoscoped 3D models. This is a system that the 3D would be like far beyond. The closest you could do was like pseudo 3D using like wireframe. I forget the exact names. There's X is the most famous one. That's the one made by Argonauts. God, asking for 300,000. Like, look how little just that combo alone was. Yeah, I don't know why a second grab trick came out there. Yeah, race driving. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Believe it or not, I was trying to grind there. The letter up here. Nope. Okay. You know what? I don't know where this last letter is. The only thing I can think of with the score amount is that they expect you maybe to come back to levels, but I don't think there is a stat leveling system in it. Also, man, the 50-50 grind gives you so little points. But still, okay, we did one goal there. Look at that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Also, yeah, Sock Papa Kingdom in chat saying very Amiga core music. I could agree with that. And Bob is saying, given how this game looks and sounds, I'm like 9% certain this game worked on Amiga games. From at least Hot Gen seem to have got their start on Game Boy. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, main programmer did Shinobi, Narc, and Double Dragon for the DX Spectrum. There you go. Right, points again. Wait, this is less points. This is less. Wait. Okay, the base goal is higher. It's 15k instead of 10k. But the max is 120k instead of 300k. Alright. Summon the ships. Link 4 different tricks on a log. Yep. Alright. Why do I always find the last letter first? Oh, we can't go that way. Bob and A in chat not approving of my ZX. I'm sorry, I'm officially the least British person. That's just that's my law. Oh, okay. God, I'm trying so hard to do. Get anything decent to come out. Like, I genuinely think the biggest issue, like the big downfall with this game, is the button mapping. Having flip and grind on the same button. And like, yeah, you don't have a lot of buttons to work with, so you had to put it somewhere. I would have just combined flips and grabs into a single button. So that it was, you know, impossible to manually, you know, to try a manual. Not a manual, sorry, but trying to do a grab move and then land in a flip instead. Try again. Also, I'm noticing, I think your manual just fails if you get near a quarter pipe. And also, yeah, trying to transition like that, it's so touchy where you have to hold the input. Oh my god. Yeah, see if you chat mentioned Ollie World maybe being inspired by this. Granted, I tried Ollie World and I didn't really gel with it. Not entirely sure why. I just didn't really like how it played. But that reminded me a bit more of the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 GB color version, Game Boy Color. I think because that, you know, that one was side view, which is what Ollie World does, not this like pseudo isometric view. But it's so hard just to get anything decent to come out. And yeah, the problem is you can't really do the Tony Hawk console thing of like holding grind in the air, so as long as you're like near a rail, you're magnetized to it. Because if it's like activated a flip trick, it's like, no, you've activated a flip trick. That's your... that's what you're doing. So yeah, I don't think we'll look at this one that much more. I think I've got one more level to check out. Yeah, we'll check out Suburbia. Wake up the neighborhood. Also doing that cheeky thing where they don't tell you the inputs for moves. So again, if you had the manual, you would know them there. Oh, look at that. They actually start you with the S. Right. Alright, well, I guess that's what wake up the neighborhood means. Oh, and I was... Look, when you need to transition like that, it's so awkward. It is fascinating to me that this does, in a way, evoke the isometric mode from the second Game Boy Color game. Which is funny to me, because I would have picked that as the weaker mode of the two. Okay, now I just can't get any flip tricks to come out. Like, I'm mashing the button. It's B to do flips. And A to jump. And then when I'm not trying to flip... Like, yeah, it's... I'm guessing it's supposed to have a context-sensitive input. You know, I almost want to... Let me just double-check something quick. No, okay. I thought that was the case. I was just wanted to double check. I was like, is there any way to remap? But nope. Alright, I think we'll give this level one more go. And then we'll move on. And yeah, like, an issue I'm noticing already is just, first off, the quarter pipes are so big for how slow you go, and these levels are giant, and you have such a limited view. Oh, I'm trucking now. Also, okay. I'm holding down right now because that's terrible. I was holding down because I want to do this, and I just couldn't. Okay, apparently I'm not allowed to... Oh, no, okay. Yeah, there's set transfer points, so to get onto this plane, I had to go back around. Yeah, see, I don't know. It's ambitious, but there are so many obvious flaws. Like, they're going for way too much. Like, granted, if if you're a studio and you were given a task to try and make a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3-esque game on Game Boy Color, I really don't know what you would have done. Outside, like, like, it's not gonna work. Let's give this one more go. We'll try and explore the level a bit more. But the way the scoring works... Also, like, this level is, like, shockingly quite barren. Okay. Okay, if you're, like, holding a direction... When you press the jump button, and then you press the flip grind button, you won't flip. So, I think that's the secret to getting flips and grinds to come out, is you have to be holding a direction. Yeah. If you're holding a direction, you'll only grind. So I don't know why I did a 50-50 grind there. 50-50 grind. Because that's me holding forward. Yeah. Check some. I had it up earlier. I'm just trying to remember. The manual does have like the full moveset. Okay, but yeah, but even with having figured that little bit of tech out, getting anything reasonable to come out. Also, what is this level design here? Let me get up some speed. Also, that's an annoying thing. I don't know why so many of the portable games have this issue of, like, having to hold a direction to get your speed up. And not doing what all the console games did, where you just hold jump button. Because it makes controlling stuff way harder. Look at that! Also, holy shit. Top best 5 scores of all time is like the logo on some of these levels. Are you kidding me? Well, might as well put the name in. Like the minimum score to get a point on this level is the highest score in the entire game by default. I feel like that says it all. Tycoon Man chat says it's a bit surprising the games that they decided to port to handhelds and such. I mean, realistically, the people making the decision to make these ports were not the ones who actually knew the difference. Yeah, between handheld and consoles. Yeah. No. You really go back, and the Game Boy Color especially, but Game Boy Advance as well. Is just, it was a period where so many games were just mandated. You need this SKU. You need to have a handheld SKU. Didn't matter the genre. Freaking Perfect Dark Nintendo 64 got a Game Boy and Game Boy Color cart. It like works on both. It's just, yeah. And part of it was like, because these were essentially budget titles. Because they would be, despite being on cartridges, they were cheaper developed, cheaper sold. So they were basically just like, hey, can you not afford the main version? Like, buy them this one. Alright, well. I think that's enough of that one. Again, very ambitious, has some cool tech behind it, but actually trying to play this one, like, is kind of painful. Honestly, morning, kinda. Okay. So, I think what we're going to do, we're not going in release order here. Because the release order's a bit messed up on this. I think we're going to kind of scale it up platforms. So, next, let's look at the Game Boy Advanced version. Get it loaded up here. Here we go. Yes, here we go. This is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on Nintendo 64. This was developed by Vicarious Visions, who did the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on Game Boy Advance as well. If I remember right, I think Kid Mode just makes stuff a lot easier to do. I have rebound stuff a bit because I'm playing on an actual proper controller. You can kind of rebind stuff to make it match the console version more. Now, advanced options, alright. But this menu is kind of interesting because you like preset what you're gonna do. So you pick your skater, and unlike Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on Game Boy Advance, we've got actual textured models this time instead of just the flat shading. And we even got a custom skater, which I did not remember. But yeah, so you set up your mode, level. What's in the skate shop? Let's see. Okay, yeah, we can't change any of that right now. Start to go. Alright. Find the hidden tape. Take skate. Look at that, we've even got a goal camera. So yeah, as you'll probably be able to tell, this is the same engine, the same tech that Vicarious Visions used for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Also, where the fuck is that letter? Oh, jeez. Okay. I didn't remember having this issue with 2. Oh, I see where the E is now. Okay, this is going to be tricky. And not SSX tricky. You know, let's just... Why is getting this one letter so hard? It is there. Like, that's where it is. Do I have to... maybe that's how I have to get it. There we go. What about the S? Oh, got stat point at least. But yeah, I think they try to step up like the texture and level detail, and I don't know, it might have been a bad choice because discerning where things are has already gotten worse. Like the way I always felt about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 Game Boy Advance was like, oh, this is impressive, you managed to do this, but like, this doesn't hold that much value beyond that. Oh wow, already beat the high score. It definitely, the feel, like just the overall control feel when you're actually doing tricks, things like that, is pretty good. That's where these versions shine. Oh, I gotta rewire my brain off of Game Boy Advance controls. Yeah, even got pedestrian. It's quite the upgrade. Hang on, I just need to turn my headphones down. There we go. Oh yeah, we did get a stat point. There we go. But I should show, hang on. We do have reverts. And all the grab tricks, like, these are the ones that are definitely far more impressive and more playable. But, and this will definitely be spoilers for the future, but definitely as these went on, it was just, okay, these Tony Hawk games are getting more advanced. You're using this aging portable hardware that barely handled the first one of these that you did. I don't know why I'm falling over so much. Sorry. I also find these fascinating because the animations looked directly ripped from the PlayStation 1 games, but unlike Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X on Game Boy, not Game Boy, on original Xbox, the Treyarch one, it doesn't have that issue where the animations were running at a lower frame rate. Granted, I'm not exactly sure what the frame rate is on this. Oh wow, that was weird. But it's definitely, I think, above 30. Where the fuck is this stat point? Oh. Oh, I can get scores. Doing the actual goals though. Oh, hey. So yeah, we got original music. Oh, that's on a different height. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's just, it's neat, but some of the perspective stuff on these can get so rough. Like, where is that? Is it up on this quarter pipe here? Like, I didn't even realize there was a quarter pipe there. Because Tony Hawk's... Oh, I see where it is now. You can see the shadow cast. It's there. So how I... Oh, it's because you drain the lava. There we go. Let's just... Oh, look at that. Okay. Check out. Oh, we definitely have less levels. No, Canada. I forgot this had less levels. Here was a girl. Oh. Not what I thought it was. Also, compared to Tony Hawk's 3, I think these levels start to be more... Okay, there's little bits of suburbia here. I think some... Oh, what am I even bouncing off of? They start to be their own interpretation of the locations. Oh, jeez. Okay. No, come on, come on. Why can't I get this letter? Let me get the K. There we go. Oh, hey, they still have the fin, man. Okay. Oh, where is he, though? Oh, okay. Never mind, then. Wait, hang on. Wait, that's... You can't go that way? Then why is there a fucking hole there? Yeah, so they've kind of like taken the level and flattened it out a bit. I don't know why, this song's really funny to me. Oh yeah, so this is like some in the backyard area. You really need a way to be able to see around though. Find where stuff is. It's when you have such a limited, you know, viewpoint. Wait, what am I even on? What did I land? Did I land on the rail? I guess I landed on the rail. Okay, yeah, I know these four pipes. But yeah, even knowing what these levels are like in the other versions, like heck, even knowing the PS1 versions of these levels, which we'll get into in a bit. Huh? Okay. Oh, we have some stats. Okay. I think what it is because, yeah, like if you were going to do this on Game Boy Advance, like isometric is probably the best you could have managed. Also, okay. Oh, this is all new. This is just a new area. Not that fun to skate, I'll be honest. Okay, I'm not a fan of how many just invisible wall areas there are. Tony Hawk's 2 on Game Boy Advance did not really have that issue. Oh, okay. Oh, let me out. There we go. Oh. The landing judos is already hard enough. Trying to land them when your viewpoint is isometric is especially a tall order. Oh, I think I held for a bit too long. There, I don't even know what happened. This goals again. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get a look at most levels in this like we did for 2. I'll try my best, but it's just... It doesn't look it, but when you really get hands-on with it... Again, I think it's just because... Oh, I can find stat points somehow. Again, the Tony Hawk's 2 levels are a lot smaller than Tony Hawk 3 ones. Why am I having so much trouble just finding the letters? I think I'm noticing that the goal placement is not great either. Like, geez, in some ways, this is a bigger level than the PS2 version. Like, there's this whole back area. Just go for score. Oh, I'm probably not gonna make it. Nope. That might help. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, Main Dog in chat mentioned if they tried for a direct port, we'd have a Monkey Ball Jr. And yeah, I'm we looked at it in the past stream. I think it was the conversion stream where we looked at Tony Hawk Downhill Jam on Game Boy Advance, which is, you know, that's a full 3D behind the back game, but then it runs, you know, such a low frame rate and such a low draw distance. Whereas, you know, this is pre-rendered backgrounds essentially, which is why it can, you know, still run as good as it does. Oh, jeez. Some of these placements. Like, you could definitely get really good at these versions of these games. And heck, you even have some weirdness like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on Game Boy Advance, for some weird reason, just had some incredibly difficult goals. I always think to the secret tape on New York is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in a game. It is, what it demands out of you is just so unreasonable. Okay, well, I know where some of the letters are now. I'm still missing a lot though. But here, let's do this because I think I know where this guy is now. See, this game knew that, you know, you just speed up by holding crouch. They knew that was the better control method. Where is he? Over here, I think? There we go. Oh, was that it? Weird, couldn't you have just jumped there? Strange. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. I'm getting some scores at least. Like, that shows you how much of an improvement that is over the Game Boy Advance one. That I can actually do the score goals this time. So the Game Boy Color version. Oh, jeez. Like, the game feels good, but you can see it doesn't always make any sense. Like, just some of the... some of what was happening there, for example, was real strange. Okay, I'm making some amount of progress in terms of finding where these letters are. But they really do not flow, which is strange, because, like, that's kind of how... a Tony Hawk game typically designs it. Okay, so I gotta find that bowl area. And Dog ask it feels a bit smoother. It's a lot smoother than the Game Boy Color game. Like, no competition. It's just... I really think with this one, it's just you're running up on the limits of what you can do with this perspective and tech. I think this one in particular really shines a light on just the camera needs to be zoomed way further out to get the readability that you would normally have. Because this is a really restrictive, you know, camera perspective. Oh, there's the letter A. Well, lower angle maybe, but also if they had just pulled it out a bit further and had a smaller model on the screen, I would have been fine with that. But I'm really struggling to find all these letters. I think I'm at the point now where I know where 4 of them are. I've just not found the letter T yet. And also, that hit detection there is bullshit. Tony Hawk games are usually really good about giving you a lot of leeway for picking up letters and things like that. Oh no, not this way. Maybe I could figure out where. Letter T is. Maybe not. Main Dog mentioning, yeah, what helped the intro cutscene where they show where things are. They do that a little bit. But even in the console ones, they don't tell you where every single letter is, for example. Because yeah, if I go and run and do. How do you see it again? Yeah, like they don't really help you that much. Why does this sound like bootleg Doom music? This is not EM1M1. Hold on a sec here. That's one. I still don't know how to get this that point. Like trying to get good angles on quarter pipes is really hard in this, and as you can kind of see there, like the physics get real funky when you go off quarter pipe sometimes. There we go. Oh. What was one of it? It was wall ride mag balls. Okay. Wall riding is surprisingly hard to do in this game. Okay, that didn't count. There we go. And yeah. Main dog chat says skaters are usually an escapable combo line in the games. Doesn't seem to be the case here. Definitely not. Have one more go at this level. We'll go back to Suburbia. See if I unlocked anything. Come on, I don't know why angles off of crawler pipes feel so strange. It's probably more the perspective. I'm doing harsher angles than I think I'm doing. Where's this last pipe? Oh, there it is. Oh shit. Oh, so that's how they handle the upper area here. What's actually up here? Jeez. I still don't know how you do some goals. Okay, well that's open now, so that's good. Guess I'll try and get this stat point. Where is that? That might be the most egregious thing, and it's weird because I don't remember that being as much of an issue in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on Game Boy Advance. It's just trying to figure out where some of these pins are. Well, that was fun. Give that one more go. Like, I can tell it's... At the very least, I can tell it's a bit... Oh, I'm not even sure. I don't know if this does anything. Nope. It's weird. It's weird because I felt way more positive about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 on Game Boy Advance, and there we go. There's our stat point. And this is a way better looking version as well. Like, clearly they were figuring things out to have these, you know, better looking character models, for example. That's a tricky route there. Wait, what was the point of that? Did I miss something? Hang on, let me go over there one more time. Like, is this not where the secret tape is or something? Oh, there's the secret tape. How the fuck do you drain this magma? I just don't get it. Yeah, drain the molten pools. It just doesn't say how. Oh, hey, look at that. We got another level. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's weird. They start you off facing the robot line. Like, oh, we know what you want to do. Oh, it's so weird how they don't block off the streets. Oh, look at that. And Chad. Doing good. Okay. I want these to go. Oh, not a great start. Okay, this round might be a wash. We'll see though. Ah, okay. That's a shame because in some Tony Hawk games you could totally land that. Oh. Let's see. Is that enough to recover at the end? Oh yeah, yeah. Just do they have a? Oh no, they don't. They don't have an end. You have to. Yeah. Alright, we've got to check out airport. Yeah, another special trick slot. Find a hidden tape, yep. Select skate. Oh god. Skateboard, bring tickets to the family. Grind over the airplane. Okay. Yeah, this is one where they have, like, somewhat... Oh, they've really reinterpreted this level. Like, yeah, this one is more the spirit of the Fin. Like, it's got some of the same elements, but it's definitely its own level. Oh, I do like this stanky song, though. Get the stat point. There we go. Oh look, we've even got conveyor belt mechanics. Search your bags. At least they didn't try to emulate that bit where you collect the flags. That would have been awkward with this engine, sure. Oh, hang on. No! Oh, there was a stat point there and I couldn't get it. Good. Manual. Oh, it worked. That was all the scores, wasn't it? Yeah, 6 is the highest. Okay, yeah, I can see the little bits of what parts of the levels these are supposed to be, but it's fascinating to see. Where's the A? If anything, at least I am improving. Like, the more I'm playing of it, the more I'm kind of picking up its language. Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, I like they even try to with putting the peds in and stuff. Okay, the E was... There we go, look at that, we got skate. Okay, I gotta figure out where all these suitcases are. There's 3 over there. Oh, there is 2 over here. Okay. Oh, if I'm really clever, I might be able to do this in time. Oh, oh, that was clutch. Nice, nice. I'm proud of that one. Okay. Airwalk over X-ray machine. I haven't figured out where the airplane is. I think I know where the X-ray machine is. I wish there was an easier way to like re-watch the goal camera thing. I think this is where the X-ray machine is. Yeah, it's that. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna end run. Don't watch replay, I don't think. No. Oh, that is way more replay controls than I thought we were gonna get. Yeah, that's the quickest way to see it. Yeah, find a hidden tape. Yeah, I have no clue where that is. How do I get over there? Hang on. I might know what it is. It. Nope. Let me look around for one more minute. And then I'll see if I can find some info about how to get to this airplane. Oh, you can actually really book it in this game. Yeah, I'm not sure about where the secret tape is. In the regular version, it's on some like light fixtures near the end of the stage. I'll give him credit for adding the lip balance stuff because that was not even in the PS1 versions. It's just like a short animation like Tony Hawk's 2. But we'll get into that. Okay. Okay. Got video here. I can see where the hidden tape is. Sorry, the video's having trouble loading for me now. Come on. Okay. Okay, how would you have found this on your own? I'm going to do this one on stream. Yeah, you go up here. That's the hidden tape. How the fuck would you see that? And also, the fact I even missed it there. Okay, I guess it's more to the side than I'm doing. One more go. Okay, hang on. Let me watch the video again. Oh, okay. I think I might not be jumping high enough. Sorry for the restarts, but it's honestly the quickest way just to get back here. Oh, that's fine. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. So this video I'm watching confirms that, like the console version, some of the goal placement changes if you're a street or skater. So you get different goals. That's attention to detail I was not. Okay, so how do you get to this airplane? Oh my... Oh, you are going to... When you see this, this might upset you. The proper lead up. Now, let me get special, that should help. Okay, winding up. Oh, okay, hang on. No. Why aren't you doing it? I'm holding the forward. Is it because it's at an angle? I should mention, you know, this is something I should have mentioned earlier, if you are new to this series, that this game is using what is ostensibly hand controls, as they're vocally known. I don't like that term personally, but they're 3D based. So regardless of your perspective, left always turns you your skateboarder's left, not perspective left. Okay then. Why? This stopped working. I don't know what's wrong here. I don't know why this jump isn't working. Oh. It's so hard just to do like a straight trick on the quarter pipe sometimes. Worst come to worst, I might have to make sure I've got like rewind enabled or something. Oh, this sounds like Rise Above by Black Flag. Like legally distinct Rise Above. What am I doing wrong here that this is not... Oh, okay. I'm jumping. There we go. Yeah, American Wasteland, but also I always think of it because it was in Grind Session, which came out the same year as Tony Hawk 1. Okay, you actually watched the video. Yeah, this is where this whole airplane part is. And there's like no indication that that window's breakable because you can't see through it. Yeah, I was jumping too late, which is weird. It's normally when you want to do a trick. There we go. That takes you out of a quarter pipe. You need to jump later, not early. There we go. We could end run. There we go. Hell yeah, all goals complete. Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing all the levels in this version. It's just kind of happened. Alright, LA. Yep. Door. In a tape. Click skate. Yep. Tail grab. Earthquake gaps. Not sure what that's about. Get up. Woo! Yeah! No! Oh yeah, take that, pigs. I think I tried to... Come on. Look at the scores. Okay, yeah. Ow. What am I doing? I'm forgetting this still has the Tony Hawk's like earlier engine quirks. Where holding a direction in the air will tilt your skater in that direction, like if you hold up or down. Oh wow. Oh. Oh, there's a ton of stuff up here. Oh, wow. I didn't grind that. Why is it not letting me grind there? Try for the really good win amount. Oh, here's your robot line. Let's explore a bit more though. Excuse me. Oh, that was a grind. Whoops. Okay, so secret tape's actually in the same location. That's good to know. See. Hey. Oh, barely just. There we go. Let's do some exploring now. I know where some of the other earthquake gap things are. Oh! Oh! Went out into the void there. Oh, okay. This is around the car wash now. Not going well. I haven't found much of anything up at all. Okay. Like, yeah, I feel like getting the secret tape involves going up this way. But I can't grind up there for some reason. Like, yeah, even though it looks like you should be able to. I'm having that problem again where I can't find anything in the level. Oh god, this is an iron placement. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's another one of those earthquake things, look. Oh, I see. This is a, yeah, like that. That didn't count. Where was the E? I did see it earlier. Can't. Where was it, game? Alright, let's just try and find this E. How do you get this? You have to... Oh, okay. The girl there? Oh, that is one of the girls. Okay. Like, I'm able to do goals in this, but I can tell I'm like I'm tensing up a bit. There we go. You know, like gritting my teeth, trying to hit some of these. Okay, well that's all the stat points at least. One sec. These letters actually do flow in a line a lot better than they did in some of those other levels. One sec, let me check something. Ugh. Now you have some water. It's firstly work. Okay, you know. Well, these earthquake trails because I'm having so much trouble finding. Oh yeah, that one. That's the one they show you in the goal camera. Well, that one I can. I want to see how you're supposed to get. Ah, okay. Yeah, no one. Tape yet. Check. Oh, I do know what he is. You blanked on it. Okay. Sorry about that. It's literally, look, it was right where I was paused as well. There we go. Let's do these earthquake now. That's the first one. That's the second. Yeah, that's the one they actually show in the goal camera. Oh, no. Oh, count. Why is that not counting? There we go. Last one. Over here. I do like that they did attempt to do the like level transformation stuff that Tony Hawk's 3 had. this is a tricky jump. Wow, I just might not have the stats to get up there. Yep. There we go. That, and then... Ah, bollocks. Come on. Oh, the perspective! No! Come on, come on. La 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 la. Work with me here, game. Sorry about this. This stuff gets tricky. You really have to focus. Okay. I hate it! Oh, what am I doing? Okay. I just want to see if we can unlock the last level and then we'll move on. No, let's just... I think we're just not going to worry about getting the tape. See if we can find all these pickpockets. Nice. Saw them too. The perspective on some of these grinds, by the way. Oh, that's a punk. Actually, that doesn't say. Okay. I think we can do this goal. Hopefully, this will unlock the final level. This is actually a pretty tricky jump from what I watched. Okay, I've got to... do that. There we go. That's the first one. Hold on. Okay, maybe not jump afterwards. Oh, the perspective here is a nightmare. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. What's wrong with you? Because I'm not jumping, I think. There we go. Come on, can't. I'm getting so nervous now. Wait. Oh, do you have to do them all without falling over? Oh. I don't think you have to do them in one combo or anything like that. Yeah, the secret there is just not to jump, I think. Wait, do you have to do this all? You might have to do it as one line. Yeah, I think you have to do it all in one turn. That's really tricky. Okay, I could do this though. Oh. Maybe I can't do this. If this goal doesn't unlock the final level, then we will move on. And like I say, I've done my due diligence on this one. Oh, it's muscle memory that I keep jumping there. I keep thinking that's a gap you have to jump for. Well. Okay. There we go. There! Hell yeah. It was worth it. Yeah, so this is just a... competition level now. Not a great start, but... What are you doing? Okay, what was that? That was strange. Why? Should be landing that. Oh, that was weird. I wasn't even getting the score for that there. Phantom grind. Okay, I somehow still got first score there. If I just do really well on this one. Oh, I was very lucky there. I was not so lucky there. I'm getting a bit greedy with some of the turns. Oh, that was real strange. I really don't know what happened there. Okay. I'm gonna do this final heat just to hopefully guarantee our score. No, I'm kind of surprised actually, because Tokyo is probably the level in 3 in terms of just, if you purely look at the layout, it's one of the simpler ones, like throwback style. But this is the one, it takes quite a few liberties with it, like a lot more than Foundry does, for example. Okay, not a great run, but I think we got gold anyway. Yes! Hell yeah. Alternative outfit unlocked. Yippee! And I think... Yep, that's it. I think we'll count that as a full career playthrough for that one. There is a secret level, but unfortunately you have to beat the career with 2 characters to unlock it. And also, when you first unlock it, a lot of the levels closed off. So you have to go through multiple characters to get to the point where the level is fully fleshed out. That, like I said, sadly no one's uploaded a full save playthrough. Also, we can watch someone who's actually good at the game. There we go. But that will do it for Game Boy Advance, Tony Hawk's 3. I was moaning quite a bit at the start of that. I don't mind admitting I was a bit souring on that, but I think it's just that Foundry level left a very bad first impression. But once we got through it and got to some of the later ones, it gelled with me more. It's definitely it's really hard. I could only really recommend these Game Boy Advance version to super fans that just want to see a weird version of the game. Okay, now we're gonna get to Tony Hawk game version that I grew up with. Gonna be a fascinating one here. Here we go. So we're only going to look at this one briefly, and the reason why is the Nintendo 64 version is based off of this one. So it has essentially all the same content, right? But I want to show this for reference because even though this version... Did it load my save file? I was having some issues with memory cards earlier. Maybe I just forgot to save my sound levels. Okay, hang on. Yeah, it did. Okay. Yeah, just be careful with copyright. We're going to have to turn the audio down on this one. But we're just going to... do some free skate. So the main reason to load this version up first, just briefly, is I want to talk about the differences between this and the Nintendo 64 version before we get into it. Oh my god, please don't let this happen in it. I was having this issue earlier and I thought I'd fixed it. Hang on. I thought it was related to cheats. Because yeah, I had like a save file earlier that I enabled cheats on, and I think it had broken things. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this quick. Ah. I legit thought I'd fix this. Let me just completely close RetroArch. See if that helps. If not, we'll just have to go straight to the we'll have to skip PlayStation 1. related to like the. I don't know in anything. And don't worry, folks. The game will be back. It. Yeah, I thought I was having this issue earlier, but I thought I'd fixed it where it was I was having read errors. Let me just let this part of the intro play.
Activision O2.
But yeah, this PlayStation 1 conversion is by Shubba Games, who I get the impression got this contract off of Baking Grind Session, which is a pretty decent Tony Hawk's 1 clone that they put out around a little bit around the same time as Tony Hawk's 1. And they ended up having like a decent amount of time with the series all related. And we'll cover some of their stuff in the future. Back in. Nope. Alright. Okay. Unfortunately then, we're just gonna have to... I don't know what's going on. I had fixed this earlier. It's just there's this weird issue. Maybe I've got a bad file or something. But that's fine. We'll get to the main event. But the main thing is that the PlayStation 1 version has a worse frame rate. But it actually feels better to play. There is something about the Nintendo 64 version that hopefully I'll be able to showcase. It just feels off, is the only way I can put it. And I might have to do some tinkering with this because this has a very weird black border around it that can look a bit funny in gameplay. So yeah, so this Nintendo 64 version, by Edge of Reality, is just a straight port of the PS1 version. So when it comes to level layouts, the goals, the skater mods, like all that, it's the PS1 version for all intents and purposes. Oh. Back. I think it's double bind. There we go. Yeah, so I will have to have the audio down again, unfortunately. But so yeah, the fun fact, this game was the last game released for the Nintendo 64 in North America. This was, let me get the exact date. This was the 20th of August 2002. Which, you know, for reference, like Tony Hawk 4 would have been out. Like, not long afterward. And funny enough, the PS1 version released day on day with the PS2 version. So, I do have a completed career save here. But we're gonna go through someone else. But yeah, these models are slightly improved from the PS1 version. but not much, as you can probably tell here. Some of them end up looking a little different as... Oh, bam. They really messed you up. Let's get into it. So, this is a sizable game that's on a Nintendo 64 cartridge that they had to... you know, try and fit all that data. So, okay, I might change the sound level just a tiny bit. There we go. So the way they did that is the music, you know, they couldn't put full songs on there, but they didn't want to do MIDI sequence songs either. So they ended up compromising by cutting the songs up into small loops. And it the versions of the soundtrack in this game, it's something to behold. Okay, yes. Give me a second here. I do have so yeah. If you don't crop it, you're gonna see some of that weird junk text on the left and the right. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure what technical reason it is. It must have been something like this version was like running in overscan. Best I can figure. And you know what? Looking at it, I don't think this this PS1 and 64 version has different goals depending on the skater type. But yeah, it's fascinating to look at this because this is the Tony Hawk's 2 engine, slightly updated to have, you know, the Tony Hawk's 3 mechanics. And some of that had to be done in like very hacky ways. My goals again. And some very simplified goals in some cases, like that one. Alright, pretty good start. Not quite yet. Let me do a few more runs of this one. And also, yeah, you get to see what a Nintendo 64 game with loading looks like. Trying to figure out what's the easiest way of getting to that point here. So yeah, so the soundtrack, it's all these weird cut-up versions of some of the licensed songs, and it's even like a super tiny selection as well. I think there's only 7 songs in this soundtrack, and that might be including the menu music. But yeah, even though, like, on the surface, this looks... Oh, that was bad. This looks better than the PS1 version. Which what I'll do is... I think... There's something I can do with the PS1 version. If not, we might come back to it. That. You know what? Maybe I'm noticing that Bam. Maybe just Bam just has really good stats for the big airs. Oh, okay. I see how I was supposed to get that stat point. Oh, yeah. Sock Puppet, Kingdom mentions... Tony Hawk's Pro Skate 2 modders found that they probably could have fit the full songs in the soundtrack if they'd used more modern audio compression methods. Yeah, that's fair. You know, hindsight's 2020. You know, the things that people have managed to get, like optimizations people have done to, say, like the Super Mario 64 engine, for example. But, you know, we're talking about literally, like, you know, the first, like, proper 3D platform. Not the first, but the first, like, of where 3D platformers would go. I think, like, Jumping Jackrabbit does predate. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's what you have to do. Okay. What am I doing? Yep. There we go. I'm not sure what else. Yeah, I'm gonna end run. Let's just do the 6 score and then we'll move on to the next level. The funny thing about these PlayStation 1 levels, and again we're looking at it in the N64 version, you can see where things are cut, scaled down, everything like that. But some of these levels are slightly preferred if you're just a like high score player. For example, this one I know, this version of Foundry has a lot of walls in the original version of Foundry. For some reason, you can't wall ride them. But there's a lot of just awkward places where you'll just bonk on a wall if you try and do that. Whereas this version is better about just letting you. And also because in some cases these are smaller, way scaled down, so that changes things. There we go, there's 6 score. Oh yeah. Laura 2 mentioned Resident Evil 2 fit all the FMVs on a 64 megabyte cartridge. Major asterisk on there because, you know, they compress the hell of them. You know, like frame rate cut in half, ghosting, the color grading cut down. Like they did a lot to those FMV to get them on there. You know, like I think it's not just the resolution. I think they even like dropped the vertical resolution. And the other aspect of it. And also just, you know, the audio in that is also way crustier sounding. Like you play it on its own, it seems fine, but you play like side to side. Also, you'll notice that the level order in this version is different. I'm not sure why. Might actually be dependent on the skater. Okay, yeah, so here's an example I can give of just stuff being off about this version. Let me see if I can replicate it. This quarter pipe, yeah, sometimes you jump off of it, you don't go up it properly. There's a specific way you can jump off of it. Yeah, like that. And I don't know why it happens. I've messed around with the PlayStation 1 version. Like I said, it's the one I grew up with. It doesn't have that issue. It's just specific to this N64 version that in somewhere in the porting process, they just really messed up a lot of the physics. And a lot of little things. It's like really subtle things. Of just like some of the momentum, the way you come off of quarter pipes, some of the hit detection with walls and other weird things. It's just off. Oh, okay. There's a goal here. Let me see if I can There we go. Also, there's something unique here. Hang on. I gotta show this off. I believe this is not in the PS2 version, this elevator up. Come up here and go. There we go. Don't have... Okay, there's another... No, let's do this quick. There we go, and then... Like, yeah. Also, yeah, Sock Puppet Kingdom in chat points out the 64 megabyte cartridges were really expensive to produce. Like, yeah, if Nintendo and publishers really didn't want you using those kind of cartridges if you could help it. Oh, so apparently, yeah, so Sock Puppet is saying that this one's not even on a 64 megabyte cart. Gotta try and remember where he is. I always forget what he is for some reason. Oh, Motorhead. Yeah, we are mostly getting the same experience as that PS1 version. Just it's weird. It's better frame rate. Some of the textures look better, and then other parts of the game look like way more crusty, like that grind animation, for example. Oh. Oh, I remember where he is. Yeah, it's tucked away. Enough time to... So I noticed with these versions of levels, like a lot of curbs that originally you couldn't grind on, you can in this version. You know, I could get the secret tape. That's like right at the start here. Do that. It's because you need a certain amount of goals completed to advance. Oh, there you go. That's the fucking quarter pipe breaking again. It's this one in particular. Like, you have to jump early, or you just zip up it. It's the strangest thing. Oh. Oh yeah, I guess BAM just has really good, okay. The one thing that is weird about the PS1 and this version is that it retains the big drop mechanic from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Which is probably a bit of a contentious mechanic. That's the one where if you take jumps that are too big drops, you have to press and hold the jump button when you're landing to land. And you also get like a little bit of points when you do it. And it's a bit weird because these games always have had like a lot of verticality and big jumps. And for some reason, Sharper Games just left it in their version, even though it's not in the PS2 version of Tony Hawk's 3, the main version. But considering that they came out the same day, which I didn't realize until, you know, doing research for this, I wonder if it was like a late decision or something. Like it was going to be part of it. I think I can get this stat point here. Okay. There's one more thing I want to show. Level. Which is where the secret deck is, because it's one of the most bullshit things I've seen. So the secret deck is... Oh god, even getting the camera to look at it. It's up here. The way I was facing him. Turn around a bit. There you go. You see right at the top of the screen where that telephone pole ends and there's a little quarter pipe up there? That's where the deck is. That you can't even see from most angles in the game. Also, no, we haven't even talked about it, but I love the really scuff Reaver animation, because it's just the yeah, it's just this animation as opposed to a bespoke actual Reaver animation. There you go. So you have to... There we go. That's how you get the deck. Yeah. Do that now. Lao2 in chat saying, love seeing ports of you guys come out the end console lifespans. That's when it starts to become a feat. Yeah. And, you know, as scuffed as this particular version is, you know, again, it's based on the PS1 version. I do think that PS1 version is commendable, even with some of its weird issues. And the way they, you know, have to scale the level. Right, here we go. And like the main thing you pick up on is even the levels that are quite accurate to their originals, the main difference is they're all smaller. Like everything's slightly smaller scale. A lot of quarter pipes, half pipes, things like that will be smaller. Rail sizes, things like that. That's like the big difference you'll notice. Oh, I'm using the wrong button to revert. There we go. Yep, we've got to live a porpoise life. But you can see how much this is still like the main version of Rio. You know, you still got the robot lines and all that. But when you see them side by side, you really pick up on just... Oh yeah, this is way smaller. Also, again, they let you grind the curbs, which I don't think you could do originally. Oh, that's a good score. The big differences in this level is actually the secret area. Also, yeah, the loading in... It's weird, like, the loading in some parts of this is actually worse than the PS1 version. Like, the PS1 version takes longer to do initial load. But this version takes longer to load... Like, reload the same level. For some reason, it has to load longer. Yeah, so here's one of the areas that's different. This whole little path going up here. that was dumb. You know, there's a lot of levels in this that are just, they're exclusively... Oh, what even happened there? That are exclusively competition levels that I wish had gotten proper goals. Oh wow, that animation they mess with. They sped that animation up from Tony Hawk's 2. That looks weird. Yeah, that's not going to be a very good. Still in the lead, but let's try and get a 9 stat points. Also, I find in this version, often I'll end up doing special inputs entirely by accident. Even though I'm using a PlayStation 1 DualShock controller, it's just something about the way input detection works. It'll read inputs that I swear I'm not doing. Maybe because I'm playing a bit sloppy and I'm not being as precise with D-pad inputs. Also, yeah, they do the speed penalty on the reverts, but it's a bit different. Like, you can't quite recover your speed the same way, I feel like. Oh, okay, they gave me a good score for that. Let me just get a few more of the stat points level. Cool. Go to the next one. And I can find that secret area. Oh, okay. They... Oh, there it is. I went up the wrong... There you go. That... Whoops. Whoops. Down. Because yeah, you only get the 1 minute. Trying to do these contest levels is but not a lot of time to doing. I just... close. Also, I haven't been talking about it much, partly just because I've been talking a lot. This version has this really annoying squeak sound it does if you make little adjustments to your steering. That's not in the PS1 version. And it does my head in. Yeah, that sound. Just goes off randomly. Worst. What? Why am I not grinding the wire there? One more. There we go. Now I just need to go find the... This one in particular is interesting because it's entirely different. on. Oh, yeah, I remember. That wire there. If I don't do it in this attempt, we'll come back to it at the end and I'll just do it in free skate. It is a little tricky of a jump. Oh, I had it there as well. I thought I missed it. That's why I jumped again. Fingers went faster than my brain there. I don't even... You know what? I'll do that later. I'll do that in free skate. I'd have to worry about the... I have to worry about the restart, reload time. Like, it's a weird thing. You wouldn't think it, but even the PS1 version, you know, having to seek the audio songs is quicker when you restart a level than this version. Like, yeah, the load times on a level initially. There we go. So yeah, this part of the map is all unique to the 5th gen versions. Little like alley that goes behind the houses. I think there's a second secret area as well that is different. Maybe I'm misremembering. This is where one of the secret entrance areas was. PS2 version. Yeah, you can see all the streets. Okay, maybe that's just it. Yeah, so that's the secret area that they add to this version of the map. But, you know, it's still mostly the level as you know it. Yeah, it's just slightly shorter, slightly small scale everywhere. Let's get back into the career. Have some stats up. Let's just go to suburbs. Now this one's really funny. So, again, this is shrunken down. But, yeah, first off, they added this weird thing to the middle of the level for some reason. It's fine. Don't run with it. It's just a weird addition to modify level. And then, yeah, this little bit here is definitely smaller. Yeah, this house is, but keep going this way. Gate level. Yeah, so that shows you what I was talking about with that Game Boy Advance version, that some of the goal placement is just weirdly meaner. It really feels like at times it's designed that, oh, you know how, like, you have to be an expert at these levels. Like they're trying to mess with you or something. It's weird design. Because I can't imagine that the primary audience for the Game Boy Advance versions of the games are people who had other console versions. Okay. But here we go. Now I get to show off the big main difference here. So yeah, they still have this little construction area. In fact, in some parts it's a bit bigger. Like I don't think it went back as far as this, but the big part is you might notice there's that ice cream truck that originally was like driving around the kind of big area. It's still here. It's just not driving around anymore. Which is interesting because that is something the Tony Hawk's 2 engine supported. And yeah, I think this street went back a bit further as well. Need more speed than that. But here's my favorite part of this level. You remember the manor? It's still here. It's just blocked off. So they still wanted to include that like in the level, but they must have been running up on performance issues, or like, oh, we don't have enough polys to build that area out. So the end result is that they just bought it off. Something really funny about that. Try and go for pro score here. Oops. Start from scratch here. Still some of the same kind of goals represented, if like slightly different. You know, like the satellite dishes one, and or knocking things over, things like that. And I'll give him Shovel Games credit that some of the new tricks, like the cannonball and things like that, that didn't have animations in Tony Hawk's 2, like they did add those. You know, like even if some stuff like the being up. You know, the revert animation is a repurposed one. They did make some new animations as well. Well, before I did my porpoise life, try and get that deck at that point, and then we'll check out the next level. But yeah, because that's the thing, like, as weird as this feels, it's like, yeah, you know, the Tony Hawk's 2 engine, still a really good engine. It functions, it works how you remember. And yeah, it is a little strange to see this engine doing Tony Hawk's 3 stuff. It doesn't have the hidden combos, but I think it does have a few double tap input, like for grabs and flips, like the 360 flip here. I don't know if they were in 2. I'd have to check. that upgrades in. It's also weird he has a white shirt here. I think he's supposed to be wearing like a black shirt over the top of a white one. Ah, here we go. Now this one's funny because it's really accurate, but at the same time, it is tiny. But like you watch it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is airport. The same idea. But it's just this slightly smaller version. You know, you obviously don't have the NPCs walking around, which I remember because I got the PlayStation 2 so late. I wasn't really looking at PlayStation 2 games. This area is really cut down. This one was supposed to have like plotted plant things you could grind in the middle, and they're just all gone. Oh. So seeing that, oh wow, there's like people walking around and you can interact with them and all that stuff. Like seeing that was what the main version was like was mind blowing. There we go. Pink. Yeah, God, that animation they've messed with in this version, it's not supposed to be that fast. This is the really changed area, though. Like, this is tiny. This little flag area. I think it's, like, not even a third as big. Like, they really cut things down here. In some ways, though, it's, like, it's more scalable. You know, because when you cut things down, you, like, simplify a lot of the shape of areas. I think that's good enough for sick. Yep. And then also the really big change in this one is actually, again, it's a lot of the times it's the hidden areas that get cut down. So they took out the annoying flash in here where it would like flash the screen white. But yeah, that area where you jump over the helicopter and there's just nothing else there, they cut that and they actually built a new like scalable area. No, they put it indoors, they put all the pipes, ramps, they put a bowl here. This is all new, all the stuff there. Yeah, this is the same again, just again slightly smaller scale. You know, it's wait. Yeah, it still just feels good to do things in this engine. It's just some stuff feels particularly off about this version. And yeah, they actually retooled some of these little side areas. There's less of them, for example. Like I think there's only 2 total. But some of it makes more sense. Like here we go. So in the original, this is a bathroom in both versions. But where these sinks are is a bunch of urinals. Which means that you could be standing here in the airport, look this way, and just see people pissing. Whereas here, they actually put the cubicles, and they're over here, so you can't see. But actually, it makes more sense in this version. Like, it's such a small change, but when you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, that is good. I want to play this level a bit more. Get one more stat point, and then... There we go. Getting that stat point is oddly difficult. Like, harder than you think it would be. But yeah, I can imagine not having ever seen this version, just seeing these kind of like barren versions of these levels is strange. But to me, it's always gonna look weird having NPCs in these levels. Like, this is what the game looks like to me in my childhood, though worse frame rate. But you tend not to remember frame rate accurately when it comes to old games and childhood memories. Come on. Yeah, that there, me falling over, definitely my fault, but a good showcase of one of the aspects that I think just feels off in this version is some of the wall physics. Like, what wall collisions make you fall over that wouldn't have? Okay, how many flags are left? Ah. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this in time. I think that's good though. And you know, we do have the full level, like the base game level selection. There is a difference though that we will get to. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's a shame we had to turn down the music, because hearing the weird cut up versions is just such a delight. Especially Ace of Spades here, where Lemmy just repeatedly tells you not to forget the Joker. Like, I don't know why they cut it up that way. I understand, you know, you were limited in what you could do, but some of the choices they made are highly questionable. You know, like, the versions of the songs where it just repeats, like, the first line of the lyrics is probably not as bad. Instead of this one, where it just repeats the bridge. I think that's going to be an okay score, like the bells. So there's a chance the AI has gotten better. Yep. This is an interesting one, because this is based on a real skate park that existed at the time. But again, everything is slightly scaled down. But the overall same bins are in the same places. Oh, there is finally the Joker. I'd almost forgotten. Yeah, the revert penalty in this version is a lot more severe than I remembered. There we go. That's a really good run, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. Almost max point.
Here we go.
Okay, yeah, so we could try and get some of these stat points in pickups I missed. While I'm doing this, something I can highlight, because it has bothered me in the past, is I remember finding a video that was a like a review of this N64 version. That was not entirely all bad. It did have some redeeming factors to it, but it had a lot of just incorrect assumptions presented as facts and stuff that you could have very easily have verified. And the thing that will always stick in my memory is the claim that the levels are cut down to save memory, like cartridge storage memory, not RAM. But, you know, like, oh yeah, they couldn't have fit them all on the cartridge, and it's no, these are the PlayStation 1 levels exactly, and that was on like a 700 megabyte disc.
Here we go.
So it's clearly not that. That's a complete. It's just wrong in all aspects. And I don't think that video really got into the physics stuff that I'm mentioning here. Just like, oh yes, yeah, and granted, maybe some of that is emulation. I don't know. It's always something to consider. But getting up there trickier and wanna. There we go. Oh. Again, that's the one weird thing, is because it's Tony Hawk's 2 physics. Some stuff is starkly different about how you get speed and maintain momentum and things like that. There we go. Yeah, they do still have some of those rails above, but they are different. Yeah, so the big difference here is that the door to the pirate ship is just non-existent. Like, that entire secret is just not in this version. I always forget how you're supposed to at that point. Fuck's sake. There we go. Just want to make sure the stat point pickup saves. There we go. Also, yes, when the replay loads, it loads up a new song. So you just hit a couple of seconds, unless you want to watch the whole replay. But yeah, so the pirate flag, you think grind, that's gone. But they have this instead, is this weird mist door. And they just built like an extra outside park. And there is some nice level detail to some of these levels, like where they'll put stuff, you know, outside of the playable geometry. Like there's the big plane, airport, like that. Like there is some really good attention to detail in there. But back into it. Oh, we got a lot of stat points. There we go. What's next? Ah, Canada. Here we go. Now this one especially, if you're used to how Canada's supposed to look, this one will be very confused. It looks normal right now to most people. This is all the same. But where this gets dramatically different is this area. In the PS2 version, this is actually so I think is better. In the PS2 version, the void was out here. There's just this open area that if you landed in it would, you know, fail your run. Whereas they built, you know, all these buildings, outdoors area, all this extra stuff, and then this area is just entirely different. Like, there's a vague representation of some of the bowls and trees you could skate on, but most of this is just its own thing completely. It's very different. Like, yeah, they've gone for a more of a mine aesthetic compared to the original, which was very abstract when I think about it. Like, didn't make much sense as a non-skateboarding level. Oh wow, frame rate like got real bad there for a second. Weird. That's a hard grind to do. Yeah, something about standing in that exact spot. Kills the frame rate for some. Also, I think the letter placement in this version is a bit strange. Some of them make sense, some of them are very odd. That's fine. Hey, oh! Yeah, it doesn't feel like it flows quite the same. Like, I can kind of see how you could do this in a combo, but they... not in order. Hey! Oh! Okay. This is the weird one. The letter T is just hidden, basically. Yeah, I hear tone pulse. I remember when I played this version through like a while ago. Trying to find that T took me so long. Because you wouldn't expect it to be in such a hidden spot. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot about some of the glitchy areas. Yeah, I might not have time. Yeah, the secret tape's interesting to see because it's kind of similar, but it's mostly different. But it has like some of the same ideas. Like, yeah, so this is a new area, but it's kind of reminiscent of those crawler pipes you take to get to the upper area. Also, that just shows you the difference in the Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 physics. That you can make that jump. There we go. Run for now. Tigerman says, it being in an indoor area like that might be alright if any of the other letters flowed into it. Yeah, it's... That one is just weird. The placement is just strange. Hang on. Let's get a good start. But yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I know that someone has made a version of the Canada level in Fug Pro called like Canada Plus or something, where it basically combines the PS2 layout with this layout. So you get like both unique areas put together. I've always been meaning to try that actually. Also, yeah, here's your robot line part. I think for most people, this is where they discover these kind of seesaw back and forth parts you could do. Fucking squeak. I hate it. Oh wow, I forgot how close all those totem poles are together. Go. For the other goal. Rose grind over the tree, ollie over the pool. Well, that could be any pool. That's the most vague objective I've seen in this version. Let's see if I could get this last stat point and then we'll go to Tokyo. Okay, I'm still gonna go for the stat point right at the start here, and then we'll go to the final competition level. Yeah, there's definitely not enough speed there. Oh, really? Yeah, I was probably not jumping enough there. Again, it's more Tony Hawk's 2 physics. So a lot of those kind of rails, you have to jump like that to keep your speed. Oh, wait, welcome back to stream, Suzuka. Playing the version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 AIR. And yeah, this N64 version looking different. Yeah, like I said, as mentioned at the top, these levels are the PS1 levels. The N64 version is just a port of the PS1 version. So that's where all these come from. But it's interesting because, yeah, it's like, you know, they're smaller, there's some downgrades, but in some ways they flow better, they're more interesting as well. You know, like sometimes more, you know, less is more. Okay. Yeah, our upgrades in, and then we'll go to Tokyo. If I remember right, Tokyo is the one that's probably most similar to its original, outside of maybe Skater Island. The main difference from what I remember is the secret area. I think it's just completely cut in this version. But you can still see, again, like, some grinds are missing, or rails are shortened and things like that, but most of what this level is just here. Again, smaller scale. Like, it's a weird thing where it feels like someone took the geometry of the PS2 levels, like, put it in a level editor, selected all, and then said reduce by 20% or something. So, you know, it's one of those things where the levels look different, but at the same time, like, some of the obstacles and lines are the same. And yeah, Suzuka, yep, speculates. Match competition levels probably share the most similarities because they're small. Yeah, for sure. It's mostly in the secret areas where they deviate. They still have room for the Jeep sponsorship, though, thankfully. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This level just puts most of the stat points in a row like that. It's weird. Also, yeah, they kept this weird floaty half pipe. It just looks way more scuffed and weird. Okay, that part's definitely changed. There are like a lot more grindable obstacles on that side of the wall in the original version. And yeah, they simplified like the starting area a little bit, but it's very minor stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, where this was a separate platform built into the ramp. Right, let me see if I can get over to where the secret area originally is, because I'm trying to remember if there's actually anything there or not. That's fine. Yeah, so the secret area, the original version, is up like at the top of these ramps. But I'm pretty sure it's just completely gone version. Let me just concentrate on winning this competition. Oh. Sappy sappy. I have one more look over there, but I just want to say that this version of the game just does not have also, yeah, We don't have a proper end credit thing, so it just plays music. Yeah. I'm not sure why this N64 version got made. I get the PlayStation 1 version, but considering this took almost an entire year to come out, as opposed to, yeah, the Shelby Games version that came out the same day as the PS2 one. Yeah, I can't imagine there was much further for this. Maybe just like a contractual obligation thing. But that, yeah. I'll go past the credits there just because there's a on there. Yes, we do have one more level. Let me just... Actually, no. You know what? Let me go to Free Skate. Luke says 2001 to 2002 PS1 N64 fascinate me. There's a lot more work to port games. Well, you know, we'll get Cassie in sometimes to tell you that not ports are they? They're different games. Conversions is the term we like to use around here. In case you basically have to recreate everything, not to mention, of course, this one and capping console free. Yeah. It's definitely a bygone era. We're not going to see it again. Like the graphical jump from 5th generation to 6th. Like obviously already going from bright to 3D was massive. Yeah, you know, I think this version just does not have a secret level. I was trying to remember. But I think it might literally just be that they did not have a secret area added to this version. Oh, that was strange. Because you know we don't have a lot of draw distance to work with, but what we have to work with, like yeah, the big circle thing that you break to get in there is just not there. Alright. Well, there's not really goals here, but there are stat points, but it's fine. So, this is the level they added to replace the cruise ship. Because none, you know, the PS1 version and this don't bother the cruise ship. So, they made this level instead. For a very long time, I couldn't remember where I played this level. It is not very good. It is exactly what it says on the tin. Yes, it's you know, it's technically supposed to be Rio de Janeiro, but it's just a downward slope, just a downward street. Also, yeah, it was mentioned earlier, but the draw distance, like distance fog stuff in this version is way worse than the PS1. Like, it might be technically a longer draw distance, but it is way worse looking. And yeah, when you come to the bottom of the hill and then you're just here. And you can't get back up. And then you just have these weird rails. Like, this is the weirdest line I've ever seen. These rails that, like, pop you up into the air and in a circle, and then you, like, can kind of land on the other ones. Like I was saying, I'm kind of sad it's not an infinite downhill. That would have been more interesting, probably beyond what this engine could have done on PS1. And it's funny because there are good downhill leaning levels. There's Mall in Tony Hawk's 1. I don't like Downhill Jam, but I do like the Mall. And there's the airport in 3. You could kind of argue that School 2 is a downhill level, but like, you know, it's quite different as well. But that's what a downhill level should be. But yeah, so The main gimmick with this level is that all the interesting stuff is up in these higher areas. There's like loads of little lines along the sides there. But yeah, once you get to this point, it's just like, okay. Now you just have to climb back up. Also, the stat placement in the career, almost all the stat points are on one high wire, except for one stat point, which is in one of these trees in the middle here. You have to, like, jump at it from a weird angle to even pick it up. It's very strange. But yeah, you see those rails up there, those two rails? That's where most of the stat points are. Like, yeah, I can't imagine Sharper Games had the time, but they, you know, they know how to make good levels. Like, the levels they modified for this, they modified smartly. And the levels they made for Grind Session are really good. Like, for example, the better version of the Portland skate park that's from Tony Hawk's 1. They actually made it a bit bigger. Expanded it out. Yeah, this is where all the cool stuff is in this level. Is all that high up stuff. But as an actual level, like, it's barely skatable, this level. And the funny thing about it is they actually brought this level back in one of the later ones. I won't say which one it is, but it is a version we'll be looking at in the future where they actually brought this level back. And it's not the worst level to show up in one of these weird ports or conversions. That's still rooftops from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2X. But the thing is, and I'm not sure if there's going to be any in the custom. Yeah, I'm not sure. I want to say, like, a lot of these are just reused from Tony Hawk's 2. A lot of these custom parks. I don't think they made any new ones. This one. How quickly can we get to... Okay, what I'm going to do quickly... Go into the park editor. So, like I said, I'm not a fan of downhill levels, but what these park editors let you do, so the maximum size you could do was 30 by 30, but you could also go 60 by 6. Where you end up with this. Where you have like a long strip. And instead of it being a downhill level, it's like a back and forth seesaw. And sadly I don't have any of... I think there might be a couple in the pre-made parks where people would make levels that flowed going back and forth along these long strips. But these are the parks I like to make in these older engines. It gives you the illusion of space. Oh, I saved that. Alright, but I think that is going to do it for today. Again, apologies about that PlayStation 1 version. I'll tell you what I'm going to do quickly. Is I do have a way that we can kind of see it, I think. I'll give it one more go. The thing is I had this issue earlier, and I thought I fixed it. And then it just happened again. I don't know why. And I did try a different emulator core, and that did not seem to help. But if I leave this to idle, I think that will work. And that will, at the very least, will show... I think... yeah, see, there's no cheats enabled, so it's not cheats breaking it. That's what I thought it was before. Let me just idle one here for a sec. Oh, I mentioned as well, the unlockable skaters are there as well. There's a lot less of them. Darth Maul isn't in the PS1 version, but you can unlock Wolverine. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why this works. The idle screen replays work, but whatever bug is causing it, yeah, I've got to figure it out. If I can get it 100% fixed, maybe next Not So Pro Skater episode, we'll change things. So yeah, like if you're watching this, you'll go like, oh, this is running a lot worse. The frame rate is, what is this, like 2015? It weirdly feels better. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the way the Neversoft engine works, where maybe like it's visually rendering at a lower frame rate, but it's calculating inputs at a higher one. And yeah, I think like the draw distance looks better. Even though it might be mostly the same, it might just be how they handle the darkness. But the game feel is surprisingly just better feeling in this PS1 version, even though it runs at a worse frame rate. Which it's rare to see. Because normally what happens in that if they run at a lower frame rate, the frames, you know, that time between frames, none of your inputs are being registered. They don't get registered until the game's active. So if a game's running at 60 frames per second, you have 1/60th of a second of like input time as opposed to 1/30th. I'll give it, look, we'll give it one more college try. But no. Alright. Let me just close out of that. There we go. But that's going to do it for today. Again, apologies about those issues with that PS1 version. Though again, we essentially saw everything it had to offer. Just imagine that N64 version with a worse frame rate and better controls. But there you go. There's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. One of the greatest games of all time. But a bit different than how you remember. But yeah. It's always fun for me to go back to that version in particular. Just because that is the way that game looks in my memory. At this point, it's closer than it used to be, but I've played more of the PS1 version than the PS2 version. Now, the only thing we didn't touch on, and maybe we'll do this in a bonus episode, is there is the Japanese version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 that adds 4 exclusive skaters, 3 based on real Japanese pros, and 1 that is like a weird Easter egg based on a magazine. That feels like a bonus episode thing, though. If we'd included that, we probably would have had to have gone like another hour. Would have been a whole thing. But there we go. Schedule, though. What's going to be coming up next? So, tomorrow, Saturday, Cass and Sharky are back with Cursed Kart Racers. I think episode 15. I might have the number wrong. But they are returning with more Wii games. We would like to play some kart racers. Well, not me, luckily. Not your boy Johnny. He knows better than that. So that'll be continuing, and then Monday will be our weekly Casual Mondays, where we just bring whatever we want to the table, just a little bit of fun, just whatever we're in the mood for. So look forward to that. On Tuesday, we will be doing, I forget the exact name of the title. I think it's like the bad game music quick look or something like that. But we'll be getting our thinking caps out, our drinking whiskey, smoking cigars, and analyzing and dictating about the various bad music. A lot of that, uploads from YouTube channel. And then Thursday could be the start of our next Patreon poll playthrough. I think we should be able to get that Patreon poll up in the next 24 hours. So that should be up by the Saturday. If not, we'll have to plan something else, but we should be able to get that up by then. If you like the show, I hope you like the show. I don't know how it was, because I wasn't watching it, so you'll have to tell me how it went. If you enjoyed it, you can subscribe on Twitch, but you can also subscribe to our Patreon. You can become a member on YouTube, join, and any of that give you access to the Patreon States channel and the Discord. If you want to vote in any future Patreon polls, you can do that there and just discuss ideas for the show, the future direction of things, anything like that. The Patreon will also give you access to the some of the exclusive VODs, like the Casual Mondays, and also, I think it's up for free, the Terminator 3 playthrough that got geo-blocked. It's up there as well. And at one point there will be a website where all supporters will be able to find that stuff. We haven't got that sorted yet. If you can't support us, we understand. Time stuff, you don't have the money, that's fine. Just being here, chatting, watching the content, we appreciate. You can also check out on YouTube, we have a suggested viewing playlist, 20 handpicked episodes that we think are good on boarding. So check those out if you're interested. But with that, all I have to say is that I have been up here. Yes. I have been Johnny Baghead. I hope you enjoyed the show. And remember, don't forget the Joker.